Hello, this is Strongharm with an overview of my mission Close Air Support Day 2. I'll try to be brief in this briefing and probably won't even edit the video. Just want to get this mission out. I've been working on it for quite a long time. It's taken a lot of code, but I've learned a lot, and I have a real appreciation for the BIS devs and this sandbox that they've provided us. It's really phenomenal. In Close Air Support Day 2, you can fight as a chopper pilot or gunner, or as the JTAC on the ground coordinating. The first thing you'll notice here is the message of the day. This gives you some of the features within the mission. Gives you some hints and tips on how to get the most out of the mission. Then here's an overview of the JTAC and what their role is in real life on the battlefield. And there's a JTAC. You'll notice the airfield is pretty active. I was in military aviation and try to recreate an airfield atmosphere. Crew chiefs and pilots running around doing their thing. QA watching this bird get worked on, which that bird looks pretty messed up. And you have mechanics doing different operations on the bird around here. More attack helos in Day 2. You can fly any of these 4 helos you want. If you crash it, you're dead, and you can't respawn, and that's the end of the mission. You have to restart. So there's only one of each. There's your co-pilot over there. Your co-pilot is not in your group. You don't have to tell him to get in your helo with you. He's going to do it automatically. Every time you get in, he'll get in the other seat. Every time you get out, he'll get out. There's really 4 primary roles you can play within this mission. You can be a pure pilot, meaning you let the gunner do his thing as you fly around the AO. And I have to give it to the BIS devs. They've made the Helo Gunner AI pretty darn good. They can take out an AO quicker than I can as gunner. You can also play as a pure gunner and let the pilot fly while you do the gunning. And the code that I've altered in this mission allows you to command the pilot, and he'll do exactly what you tell him to do, rather than flying around and you can't get a bead on the enemy because the pilot's flying around in a weird way that makes no sense. So I'll show you that menu now. If you go into as a gunner, you'll notice that our co-pilot, who's now pilot, is going to run and get into the chopper automatically once he sees you get in. You'll have a new menu here, mouse wheel down, and you'll see fly to that point. It does exactly what it says. It tells the pilot to go fly to that point. So where I pointed over there in the mountains, release controls, where I point in the mountains, that's where he's gonna move. Some other items on this menu. If you're where you want to be, you think you're far enough away or far enough towards the enemy, you can just say hold position, and he'll hold at that point. It takes him 50 yards to stop the bird usually. I can also say turn to target, or instead of saying hold position, you can say turn to target. He'll hold position and then turn to your current target, which is right now that helo. So if you've ever tried to be gunner with an AI pilot, you know that it's very frustrating because they don't point towards the target. Well, there's the menu item that'll allow that. You can tell your pilot to increase or decrease altitude, 50, 100, or 300. And you can tell the pilot to RTB Winchester. That's return to base, and Winchester means I'm out of ammo. So here's the maintenance area. That should look familiar, but I've made some slight alterations to it to make it seem more realistic. Move some of those sandbags out so you won't accidentally hit them anymore. I had some complaints of that on day one. You'll see air crewmen down here that are going to actually jump out and work on your bird. And this is the AI pilot flying, by the way. This code was a real pain in the ass to create, but he's going to land on the pad so we can get some repairs. And you can see a couple of crewmen, a couple air crewmen, and a medic over there. So if you're hurt and you land on this pad at Stratus Air Base, the medic's going to come out and heal you up. If your helo's busted up, then they're going to perform maintenance. The maintenance guys are going to come out here, and you can see them working on the bird. But my medic didn't move from his position because I'm not injured. So you'll see the crew chief will salute you once you're ready for takeoff, once they're done doing the turnaround maintenance, rearm, and refuel. So I'm going to tell my pilot to move to a different position by opening up the map, and I'm going to click on
the way.
Aegea Marina. And it's just a single left click anywhere on the map, and your pilot will, if you're gunner, your pilot will move to that point. You shouldn't get this menu unless you're a gunner, currently a gunner in a helo. Now once again, if I'm flying somewhere and I want to turn to my target, say turn to target, he'll halt, and then he'll put his nose on the target, which is that barrel over there that we just left. So now he's going to hover, and I have all the time in the world to take that ammo dump out. So back into the map, Aegea Marina.
On the way.
And he's only going to do exactly what I tell him. The AI and the pilot right now is dumbed down, so he won't try to take initiative of any sort. He'll just do exactly what you tell him. So if right now I could screw around all day and nothing would attack me, I'm good to go. But if I want a task, there are several tasks around the island where I can provide close air support. So I'm going to hit 0 to go into the radio menu. Here you can see command I'm available for tasking. JTAC, I need smoke. JTAC, give me a sit rep. Of course, I don't have a JTAC right now because I don't have a task, so there's no JTAC to talk to, so it's just going to give me static. I can also tell command that I can't comply. So if I'm doing a task and there's one OPFOR who's stuck in the terrain and I can't complete that task, and I want to move on to the next one, I just use radio menu number 8 and CNC. Tell them I'm leaving the AO. Or you can review your CAS orders, which is a duplicate of what you saw in the very beginning of the mission. So I'm going to say command, I'm available for tasking. Camp Maxwell's my target. I'm going to tell my pilot to fly to this point over here. So I'm looking towards Camp Maxwell. Yep, Camp Maxwell 3 clicks away, so I'm going to say proceed to current task. I'm also going to tell him to increase altitude to 100 meters. Rather than just relying on my pilot, who's pretty stupid, to get to the AO, you can see that Maxwell's highlighted. I like to do pop-ups from over here, so I'm going to click there on the road. My pilot's going to alter his course to go to that coordinate. Right at 1.4 kilometers, my JTAC's going to give me a 9-line.
JTAC Juliet 28 is danger close type 1. 9-line is as follows. Large group infantry, tree line grid 033028, danger close. Cleared hot soonest, open vector. Say if you need mark smoke. Stand by for talk on.
Alright, so there's my JTAC down there at the AO.
Car, 300 meters right.
There's a car around here somewhere. So, I'm going to tell my pilot to proceed to the active task, but hold position. That just turns him around so I can see where I'm going. I'm going to tell my JTAC.
Hostiles! MRAP, 300 meters south.
I'm going to request smoke with number 2. JTAC, I need smoke. He tells me red on op 4, green on blue 4. And I'm also going to get a sit rep. I got 33 enemy, and I got 34 friendlies. There's an Ifrit. I'm going to tell my pilot to turn to target.
Rifleman,
I switch to missiles.
right. Man, half a click.
Locked, fire, dead. Did I see another Ifrit over there? No, that's a Hemet. Or is it? Take him out too. I can see some enemies over there. I'm going to switch to cannons. Oh, you think you can run from me? So I'm going to light these guys up.
Spec up, half a click, front.
Zoom in here.
Soldier, 75 meters, front. Contact, man. Rifleman, 75 meters, front.
So back to my original discussion. For situational awareness, the JTAC will provide you with smoke. So let's get some more. And you'll see that this smoke gets pumped. It's 40 mic, so you can see that it starts burning before it hits the ground. Of course, just like in real life, I put some little piece of extra code in there to make that happen. Same thing with the green smoke. See, we got friendlies over in that area. We got baddies over in this area. So we can line them up at any time. That gives me my situational awareness, so I don't have a lot of blue on blue. Let's
Contact, man.
get another sit rep. We got 31 friendly and 12 enemy. Outstanding. And your cousin too. That was a headshot. So I'm going to take these guys out.
75 meters, right up ahead.
Before I kill them all, there's 7 left, good. I'm going to go ahead and switch to my JTAC by hitting my U key. And it shows JTAC Camp Maxwell. It's only going to show the JTAC for the currently active task instead of a long list, as in day 1.
Report position.
So now I can go out and fight, and I can tell my helo what to attack as well. So I need to get eyes on some enemy. Be aware that the JTACs
Contact, soldier.
also have laser designators.
We've got an enemy. Soldier. 75 meters, just up ahead. Spec cop, 100 meters, front.
So I'm going to go into my map.
Soldier, 100 meters, right up ahead.
You can see I'm the group leader as JTAC. I'm going to choose both my pilot and co-pilot and tell them to attack that rifleman.
Spec up, 100 meters, front. Engaging.
Now my helo's going to go in there and tear him up. I can also go down the hill and engage manually if I want to. My pilot is now intelligent enough to do his own thing. That happens automatically when I switch to JTAC. It runs a script to turn all of his AI back on. So they'll go around and engage the enemy at will. If I, normal group actions, I can still control what my group does. So it looks like FARP's clean. I just got a message saying BDA or Battle Damage Assessment was 21 kills. Hit my U key. Go back to Gunner of the Blackfoot. So I can either refuel and rearm at this point by going to RTB Winchester or taking the controls of the bird, flying it in myself, or I could just proceed to my next task, which I think I'll do. Okay, Air Station Mike 26, and once I get task assigned, I'm going to tell my pilot to go to the active task. He's automatically going to turn to target. Now once I'm away from this current AO Maxwell, it's going to clean all those dead bodies and everything up and anything that's alive.
100 meters, right! Soldier!
Tell my pilot to fly over there.
Car, 200 meters front!
There's an enemy. Foot mobiles. Spec off. 75 meters. Front.
So I'm going to
Contact!
target that item
front.
and
Soldier, 300
tell my pilot to go
front.
to 100 meters. And I'm going to tell him to turn to target. He's going to stop and nose towards target. Switch to missiles. Good night. I got smoke down here indicating a bad guy. I'm going to turn to that target. See my nose up top. Those two lines show where my nose is. And fire some missiles into there. Some rockets, I should say. Just kind of defoliate. Debug. Alright, let's see how many I got left. 6 bad guys left. So let's request some more smoke. Sometimes they come from other directions, so the code for each of these tasks says make the spawn point random, but group them together in one or more groups, so they're not all completely spread out. So they move in squad strength, platoon strength. So let's switch over to I can't tell if that is a friendly. Definitely not a friendly. Definitely not alive. Nor is his cousin. So here's another refueling, rearming point. If you hit your J key, you'll see you can choose Air Station Mike 26 for RTB or Stratus Air Base, set as current task. And there we go, 3.2 clicks away, 12 o'clock. I'm going to go back to my current task of Air Station Mike 26, cast requested. And you'll see that the waypoint has changed once again on my current location. And I'm going to tell them to RTB Winchester before we get a new task. So there's one task which allows you to fly at night. That task can happen at any time in the rotation. There are a total of 6 tasks at different AOs, to include the night mission, which is an escort mission to escort a supply convoy, logistics convoy. That changes the time to 1930 hours, so any missions after that mission are also night missions. And once again, it's randomized, so your first mission might be logistics escort, and then all your missions are going to be night. So it's all very random, so you'll get a different experience every time you play. Remember, you have to request tasks using the radio menu. Coordinate with JTAC. He'll give you targets. They'll be outlined in red. Listen to what he wants you to shoot. Ask him for smoke to maintain situational awareness, so you won't shoot a lot of friendlies. Ask him for sit reps to see how many bad guys are still in the area. When at nighttime, you'll notice that when you ask for smoke, when JTAC pumps a 40 mic out, it has a flare attached to it, which simulates the 40 mic smoke burning off, which it actually does in real life to some degree, but it gives you an idea of what color the smoke is at night, which is convenient. During the logistics convoy, you'll get a new item in the radio. That in the radio menu, you'll have an item to get the trucks back on the road. What that does is moves truck 1, 2, and 3 up to the closest road position. Sometimes they get stuck. It's a pain in the butt. The success and failure of all the missions except for logistics escort is you have to keep as many Blue 4 alive at the AO as you can. It has to be over 25% survival rating. And if you kill all the Op 4, then that's success. Failure is when Blue 4 falls below 25% survival. Within logistics escort, it's escorting your supply convoy from the northeast sector down to the southwest sector, down to Camp Tempest. Escort those 3 trucks successfully without losing too many troops or any of the trucks being destroyed, and that's mission success. Mission failure is if the truck is completely disabled, a truck is completely disabled, or the 40 some odd men within the logistics convoy are killed if survival's below 25% on that rate. So I think that's it. This is cast day 2. If you have any suggestions, give them to me, and I'll try to make it happen. But we should have the game going gold here pretty soon, so we'll be outside of the Stratus realm at that point and moving on to bigger and better things. But I'll probably forward a lot of this code on to future cast type missions and continue to expand on what I've already created since I've put so many hours into this. So this is Strong Harm. Enjoy CAS, and until next time.